Tunaingia vijijini, mijini na hata jijini kukuletea taarifa mchana kutwa. Usiku tunaketi kitako, tunadadavua tukichanganua taarifa na makala muhimu yanayokuhusu wewe na familia yako. Ungana na Bernard Ngozi kwenye Open Forum Political Show kuanzia saa 4 usiku hadi dakika zake kila siku ya wiki kwenye
Tusikubali kutenganishwa na siasa, tujirushe kwa mashimo, miaka 5, miaka 10, tuishi tukiregret kama watu wa Mount Kenya.
I listened to one of us argue that this country is likely to be taken to Paris, that we are likely to default in debt payment. That is irresponsible statement.
The Mbadi I know, you should have foreseen that. You are an expert. By the time you are giving that commitment, Honorable Mbadi, those are things that would have been on your fingertips.
Nasikia Sifuna anaongea na nguvu. Wakati unaongea mambo yangu Sifuna, ujue mimi ndio mwanzilishi wa ODM. So naenda polepole kidogo.
Mheshimiwa Rais, mimi ndio Sifuna.
I think William Ruto is actually unfit for the position of President of the Republic of Kenya.
Bring politics into the military. And for your information, hiyo Ruto must go, si kusema ati atolewe ofisi kinyume ya sheria. No. Watu is a clarion call in preparation for the general election. Ruto atatolewa kikatiba na uchaguzi wa 2027.
Watu walikuwa wamezoea kugawanya, sisi hatugawanyiki, sisi tutakaa wote pamoja. Na tupatiane heshima. Tuna kama jamii, sisi ni neighbors, tujue vile tunaweza kuishi wote pamoja.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back for another amazing moment, another amazing episode whereby I will be hosting the night show. And I know you, where you are, you will be getting me and having a conversation with me. And today we are live on Sound Candy Talk Live Face, YouTube, Sound Candy Talk YouTube, Sound Candy Talk, also YouTube again. And also we are live on Shadizo, Director Shadizo, TikTok, and I really appreciate Team TikTok. I really recognize you for today, and I want to urge you, please let us come move together for this political open forum show.
Tonight, the show that gives you an opportunity to air what you feel and think about the latest development on our political front. Well, a lot is taking place so fast. Therefore, everybody must work hard to stay on the cutting edge as far as making sense of our politics is concerned, and of course, remaining on top of all matters. Tonight, this is Sound Candy Talk Live. 72 people have cast their vote already, and only 42 have liked the video. Justified. So from the look of things, the majority of Kenyans think the government need to up their. Glad to report we are back on the main channel as well, and therefore we are asking everybody to join from wherever you are. Sound Candy Talk Live YouTube channel, and we are also live on X as well as extended to Facebook.
Thank you and welcome. This is Sound County Talk, the home of everywhere everyone opinion is listened to, and we are ready to hear from you. I see in the studio we are full in the building. I can see Lala inside the house. I'll be bringing Lala inside shortly. And what I want to ask you, please let us subscribe, let us join up the show, and let us have the conversation together. Today we're going to have a great conversation together until a later time whereby we'll be discussing part. But before we discuss part, let me bring up, I see Lala in the board before we begin bringing up other updates of the day. I think Lala is in the building here, and I want to welcome you, all of you. Please feel part and parcel of this as we are rolling up and we are rolling down to make sure that everything comes to the amendments and everything is placed where it's supposed to be. So I want to welcome you to be the part and parcel of this. Let us come and join up together and have the conversation. So Team TikTok, we are free to tap the screen, share the live, invite somebody so that everyone can understand where our nation is going and where our nation is coming from. And it will be good and it will be great as we are rolling up and we are still continue with the conversation. Today, Ruto has been speaking out and we're having a lot on the board. One of the things that we'll be talking about the story happening in Kisi, whereby 5 families lost their beloved ones. And apart from that one, over land distributed. Apart from that one, we're checking the Rutos today. I've spoken about something about today also, when he went to school, one of the schools today for the graduation ceremony. And also checking about the story of finance bill, whereby somebody is saying that finance bill has not, and the story of finance bill has changed because the government hasn't implemented other taxes on the finances. We'll be checking also more just what's that, and be listening to our expertise in the building, and other people will be joining up in the building. Where you are, please, I promise you are an expertise, so you are free to join up the show and have the conversation with me inside here on our show tonight, and it will be good and it will be great. So I want to welcome you all. Feel free, and I want you to be part and parcel of this as we are growing up together and having a conversation together. So I want to welcome you all. Feel free to be part and parcel of this. All Team TikTok, we really love you, and I'll be also reading your comment section. Please tell me what do you feel about it and what is your opinion also about that. And today, I didn't forget, we still have the poll question, and the poll question of the day is: do you think that the government is doing enough to address police brutally and guarding beside the violence in Kenya? Do you think the police should bring that? Vote. The answer is yes, the other is no, and the other is trying but failing, and another one is not sure. Just give me your opinion. And also, you are doing that, please remember to like the video and share the video for them and everyone, so that can be part and parcel of this as we are having a great conversation tonight. So I want to welcome you all with a humble heart. Team TikTok, I really appreciate it because you're doing good work. Tap the screen and also share it so that people can be part and parcel of it. And for those who are here watching us on Sound County Talk, YouTube Sound County Talk, to Facebook, I'll be sharing out. Please, for those who are in the comment section and those who are watching, just tell me where you are watching us from, and it'll be good because I want to give out a shout out to you for that, what you are watching from. First of all, I want to remind you of one thing that Bernard said yesterday on yesterday's shows. I was working behind the scenes, so I just get a little of it, and I get 1-2 points for that. We can go on. We spoke about the bloatery of what happened during the Gen Z's protest and the unattended scars that were happening that time. And when we check out the unattended scars that were happening during that time, this shows that how things are bad on Kenya. And this was all about the finance bill that brought all this out and bring a lot of alliances and what happened so much. But today we're also seeing that they're revisiting about the story of finance bill and speaking something all about it, the story of the finance bill, whereby they saying that the finance bill was not added up anything. It was just settled the way it wasn't like all the way it is. So we'll be checking what is it all that, because there's that video that's ongoing on, and the parliament or this the MPs have spoke all about to date. So I want to check out this video, and then I'll be bringing Lara to greet us as we begin the conversation from that point. But let's first check out this.
The government now says it has not introduced any new taxes in the Finance Bill 2025, saying the move is meant to reduce the high cost of living in the country. Treasury CS John Mbadi instead says the government is introducing new measures which will give more relief to the taxpayer. As Emmanuel Toh now tells us in the following report, the state is targeting to reduce the current budget proposals by 130 billion Kenya shillings from the original 4.3 trillion Kenya shillings budget.
The real finance bill now has arrived in Parliament.
The much-anticipated Finance Bill 2025 was Wednesday introduced in the National Assembly after getting a nod from Cabinet Tuesday. And while the details of the bill still remain scanty, the government says it has listened to the common mwananchi and has not introduced any further taxes. Speaking to Citizen TV, Treasury CS John Mbadi said, quote, "We have not introduced any tax measures which will add the burden on the taxpayer." The CS adding that, in fact, the government had reduced the existing burden, including exempting tea and coffee packaging from tax, reducing the crypto tax rate from 3% to 1.5%, and exempting retirees' gratuity payments from tax. The Ministry of Treasury also adding that it is making changes to the Income Tax Act, VAT Act, Excise Duty Act, and the Tax Procedures Act. The government is also planning to cut the current proposals of 4.3 trillion shillings budget by 133 billion shillings and bring it down to about 4.2 trillion shillings. The CS adding that the cuts will only affect the national government's operational costs, travel, and other necessary spending. These changes, the government says, are informed by the need to listen to the people to prevent the scenes witnessed last year when the Gen Zs led the Reject Finance Bill 2024. This, as the National Assembly Finance Committee is now expected to take the hot seat of leading public participation on the bill.
It should be noted that the Budget and Appropriations Committee is required to discuss and review the budget estimates and make recommendations to the House.
The Speaker cautioning the members, who are expected to be on a month-long recess beginning Thursday, 1st of May, from rejecting the bill without reading it.
Read them, analyze them, debate them in this House. Helpless villagers in funerals and public places out there will not help you debate and pass appropriate budgeting processes in this House.
Please, let us tell the public exactly what is in the finance bill. If there are no more taxations, there are no more taxations. Let us not import things into the finance bill that does not exist.
The bill is yet to be made public, with the opposition already suspicious of the hidden tax burdens in it. President William Ruto was forced to withdraw the Finance Bill 2024 after the pressure from the deadly protests. Emmanuel Toh, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
So that is what is happening, and that's what is going on in his history. So I feel Lala's in the building. I welcome Lala to say hi to us as Lala begins the conversation from his points. Lala, how are you? Can you hear me?
It's good to hear you. And how are you?
I'm fine too.
Yeah, Mimi Niko Salama too. Only that I'm a little bit actually very sad. I've just learned in last few hours that an MP that I went around with during the burial of some of the people who are killed either in Western Kenya, different places. Especially, I was with him in Kagan, in Kindu, and I think I was also with him in Luanda, Western Kenya, to bury some of the young men who were killed during the some of those mandamanos. That has been shot in Nairobi, Weriong Ondo, I think from Kasipo. I'm still not quite sure what's going on, but I think somewhere in Ngong, nobody has given me proper information unless you have that information. That is what has happened. And I think he had posted a video of some of the threats, some of the fears that he had. And now from what I'm hearing, I think is not just short living. I think it's dead, unless somebody has a different information for me. And so I just want to share with the panelists that kind of very sad news. I think the next, I think I'm losing a trend of my thought a little bit because of that news. I think we are talking about gender violence, whether the government is doing enough. I really want to give Kenya an F, letter F. I've got braces to my mouth, so I've not been talking well for the last 2 years primarily. I'll let them out. So letter F, which is fail, ile kinaitwa mtu ameanguka. Hiyo letter F is what I would give the government. And why do I say so? I am a minister, and I'm also a counselor, a licensed counselor, a consulting counselor. So a lot of people know my services, and Kenya must know this. Those people that I know, especially from diaspora, others from Kenya, I'm online, many have confided in me the amount of rape of women in Kenya that go unreported due to embarrassment. When they go to report, the people they're talking to are not trained enough to treat, there's such information with confidentiality and professionalism. So a lot of our women have been violated, and it's very sad that little can be done. I have a young girl who was raped, and she's out of the country. Try to see if we can open a case. It's as if I'm told the person has to come back to Kenya, and this is a minor, almost a minor. And so these are some of the factors that let me give that F grade. So my hope is that our parliament plus our people at least can begin to talk and discuss some of these silliest issues that go unheard. People don't talk about them. This is hush. You don't talk about it because it will put a stigma on you. So we have given rapists a license to hurt people, and we can't pretend anymore. I think we need to protect our own. I don't know the reason. The reason could be frustrations on our part, on anger, because things are not working well, and so people are very angry. And that is on the side of rape. How about physical abuse? There are places where, in fact, for some of us, is very normal. You gotta slap someone, you are given that permission and the license. There is nowhere where you're given a license to beat somebody, to injure somebody. Sometimes it is a spouse, supposed to be your partner, okay? Somebody who is your co-equal, but you treat them as if they're private property. No. I think when it comes to gender violence, we have a lot to learn from other people, and we're going to learn even from our cultures. There are cultures that we had that we've dropped. For example, if you start beating women in certain cultures, the men will actually it's almost as if you are not a man. They'll tell you, come and fight me instead of fighting a woman. It's almost a sign of weakness. And so there are things that we have allowed to go on within a culture which were there, but not as prominent as they are in our time because of, I don't know whether men have been emancipated to the point where they have to react with anger and frustration. And on the other hand, women also the same. You know, they abuse their kids. You know, they don't buy them things. They go drink, and so there is economic abuse. There is teasing of people, things like that. Those are all part of abuse. So there's a lot to be done in our country, and I pray that the young people, especially, that we will raise some of these issues so that we don't have come from mothers that have been abused or fathers that this ways is good both ways. Actually, the more you empower women, sometimes they go overboard and start hurting the people that they're supposed to love. So to me, I think we have a lot of work to do when it comes to violence. I don't know the discussion that is going on. I don't know why this was raised. I have not listened to much of the news. Maybe Diesel, you can tell me, because whenever there's a question, there must be a reason for that. Did somebody, the president, address the issue? Maybe you can share with me more why you raised that question for us to answer.
Thank you, Lala, for coming in. We are still moving swiftly. Team TikTok, I really appreciate you. I will be bringing Team TikTok on the screen, but I really need them to add up a little bit, and then I'll bringing the video on the screen and hearing also their opinions too. But this was the cause of the day that made us to come with this conversation. This is what triggered that conversation to come up today. The story that happened in Kisii, and it was alarming. Let us watch this video so that we can get the concept of the question and of the matter of the day.
Families of 5 people killed in a violent confrontation between Angata Barrikoi locals and GSU officers on Monday are calling on the government to ensure justice is served. The families of 15-year-old Gideon Kipkorir and 21-year-old Isaiah Ngetich, whose lives were tragically cut short after being caught in the crossfire, are demanding accountability. As Gatete Njoroge tells us in the following report, the Director of Public Prosecutions has instructed investigative agencies to probe the incident and submit the case file within 7 days for further action.
A gloomy mood hangs over Kabusa village in Angata Barrikoi. Residents are flocking the home of retired Chief Paul Kipngetich Ngeno to console his grieving family. The unfortunate events on Monday where protesting residents clashed with GSU officers ahead of a demarcation exercise on a 6,000 acres piece of land led to the death of his 21-year-old son Isaiah Ngetich. Ngetich, a student at Eldoret Polytechnic, was on the family farm when chaos broke out. He was allegedly shot dead after stepping out to find out what was happening.
Alikuwa akimaliza shule. Alikuwa anafanya course ya social work. This July angetoka sasa kwa shule. Na tulikuwa tunamtarajia akuja afanye kazi mingi sana kwa nyumbani.
Lakini hakuna kitu inalazimishwa kulazimisha kupitia vivyo vya watoto. Hiyo ilikuwa ni baya.
The grieving family, still lost for words, is now demanding justice even as they proceed with funeral arrangements.
Tunafanya nini katika nchi wetu wa Kenya? Sisi tutaenda wapi? Na tuko Angata, babu zetu walituleta mahali hapa. Na watu wetu tumepoteza wapapa.
Just 3 kilometers away in Kapsinendet Ribot, a somber mood also hangs over the home of John Kirui. His 15-year-old son Gideon Kipkorir tragically lost his life, allegedly at the hands of law enforcers who were meant to protect him.
Nilipata tu imekuwa maskari amepiga kichwa. Mtu akanipigia simu, kijana yako imepigwa na risasi. Nikakimbia hospitali, nikapata hospitali hajaingia, kukaa kidogo, nikapata kijana inaletwe. Kuangalia kijana amesaya.
Meanwhile, members of the Ongata Barrikoi Farmers Cooperative Society Limited, who claim their land rights have been encroached upon, have condemned the recent violence. In a press statement, the society's leadership blamed political interference for disrupting a legal process stating that the demarcation of 1,500 acres was being carried out in accordance with a lawful court order. They added that the group had voluntarily agreed to cede the land following a lengthy court battle, which culminated in a consent order issued under Civil Appeal number E025 of 2022 in Nakuru.
The society is deeply concerned by the growing trend of victimization of government civil servants who are simply fulfilling their lawful obligations in implementing a judicial order. It is unjust and dangerous to transfer or punish such officers for upholding the rule of law.
The Director of Public Prosecutions, Renson Ingoga, has directed the DCI to investigate the deaths and submit the file within 7 days for further action. Gatete Njoroge, Citizen TV.
That's what's going on. That what is happening inside Kenya right now, and this was so sad story, as you can see it indeed. And that's why I came up with the poll question speaking about all that, and this is what it is, as we can see it. So that's what we got from this finance bill. Today I just come over the land distribute, whereby people were killed, and these people who are killed, it is so sad, because when you see the incident, when you see the matter is so embarrassing indeed. So that's what we are checking out. That's what we are looking towards too, and that's what we are discussing also. Okay, Lala, I think now you have gotten the concept. What can you speak about that?
Shadizo, mimi nimeshangazwa na how life has become so cheap in our country. So cheap. And again, the saddest part is that the team that's supposed to protect us, the police, the security, what happened? Why would they use bullets? Why would they do that on a people that were not even armed? And if they're armed, there are other ways, other means of disarming people, or at least addressing a problem like that. But it looked to me they were not. I mean, and the question is, were they legally operating with a court order to do that? What is it? I mean, I still don't have a lot of detail there, and even if it was legally, who authorized the shooting of people? Okay. So it does not make sense at all. I think by now, those people, whatever they are, who did this thing, should be in jail, should be somewhere. But in Kenya, it doesn't happen. So to me, I think this is a breakdown of a system that cannot be repaired. It has to be replaced. There's no reason to expect much from this government when actually a very simple thing like this could happen. And then there have been so many of them where we don't even know the investigation. We don't know that people have been arrested. It's like these things are just go silent and quiet, just like yesterday when those parliamentarians told us we've moved on. We have moved on, when people are still grieving. They don't even know they don't know their families, and people are disappearing. And people are getting, killed every single day, and we have moved on. I think that's just a narrative that continues to haunt this country. And so watching that is very devastating. Those are very humble people in their own place. What is it they've done that I don't even see them fight in the borders with foreigners, combatants, the same way they do it to our own people. It does not make any sense at all. So that's I just seen that, and that's very sad. And I saw the mother grieving and you expect that mother to love the country, it is sad. This is what happened, Mr. Diesel. When you do things like this, you remove nationhood and you replace those with either tribalists or gangs, because a person like that woman will tell you, I can't trust the government. Let me trust my own people to defend me. So we are in a country that is not a country at all. It's a country where the only place I'm safe is within my tribe or with a group that I have. If I don't have my security, I may be gone anytime. The MP has been killed, and they have raised a warning. What did they do to protect him? I mean, this is sad. We don't have a country. We really don't. We're really in a bad shape, and I pray that we'll step forward as Kenyans. Step forward, because government is us. We are the government, not the others. Those are the one we fight against. And I've been sharing it every time I'm here, that we model our democracy after the US, the US. And the US, in one of the amendments, in the beginning, amendment was the right to bear arms. The right, a citizen has the right to bear arms. So you see a lot of arms in the US everywhere. And the reason for those arms was not to kill some enemies. Those arms, they retain them to fight their own government if their government decide to take their rights away. The individual right to free association, right to vote, human right. If you take it away from them, those guns are supposed to fight the US government itself. That's why that constitution allows that gun, so that that gun will protect this citizen against his government if they try to take the right away from a US citizen. And I think that's the same idea that we transplanted, because our constitution is beautiful. It has got all those wonderful rights. But if they're not working for us, if they are not protecting us, they are actually using whatever means to harm the people, then the question is, what's the legitimacy of a government like that? What is it there for? That's the very reason why the constitution is there, to fight such people. So your constitution tells you as Kenyans to fight such system. And so it is not, they can't cite that constitution because they're not defending it, they're not protecting it, they're not enforcing it. They have their own. You steal to be elected, then you hire gangs called the police and others, and they do nothing but to protect themselves. Or if you joke around, they withdraw security from you, then you get killed. So the worst gangster, thugs, is our forces. If they can go and kill that young man, if they can go to a village and shoot people, and remember, every bullet has a mark, every bullet. So they should know where those bullets were manufactured, who manufactured, who gave them out. So in fact, right now, people should be going in. Unless they're telling us that those policemen had guns which don't belong to Kenya. Those cartridges can be collected, and I don't know, the DCI, whatever you're calling him, telling us we're going to investigate. They're getting nothing. He should have been arresting people right now.
Hello, we have lost you.
Such nonsense from some of these people called security. It is their own people that have killed someone, and they're telling us they want to investigate. And what are they investigating? They don't know who should have been. And I mentioned yesterday that here in the US, when there's a shooting, the first thing you do, you hand in your gun as a police officer, security person, and your badge, they take it away. It doesn't matter whether you're justified. You did the right way. You protect yourself. Maybe you're a shooter out there with the gangs, gangsters. People are watching on TV live, and maybe you shoot that gangster. After that shooting has ended, you surrender your gun till investigation says you are justified using that gun. That's when you take it back. Automatic. You go on leave immediately. Any shooting, because the value of human life is so important. That is not taken lightly, whether it's a thug. Imagine you shot a thug on the street and you still have to go home, because that is the value that is put on a human life. You can't just take it away. In Kenya, they tell you they're going to investigate, and people are still on the street. They're still shooting people. What's wrong with us? Something is not right with this country. Back to you, Chadizo.
Thank you, Lala, for that. I think you have spoken all a little, but I see there is a comment Joy inside the building. Comment. What's your opinion about that? What happened in Kisii today?
Guys, thank you, Shadizo, for the opportunity. Me, I have never moved on. I still believe in the June 25th movement. Yesterday I was so busy with other things. I was not able to attend the meeting yesterday about the blood parliament. And you guys know my feeling. But all in all, I think that the Angata Barrikoi shootings, it's unfortunate. I think it's an eye-opener. I think we have been saying these things all along. Last year in March, February, March, April, June, we had been talking about all these things, and they have come to pass. And I think that guys like me and Shadizo and people who are there in the streets, these people think that they are going to die, watatuchokesha, wanaona ni kama watatuchokesha, that they are going to kill our spirit. I saw that yesterday a day after the blood parliament. Sorry, Shadizo, because yesterday I was not there, but let me just speak about it. Yesterday, when after the event of the viewing of the blood parliament, the executive decided to and they sent their dogs, that guy from Northeastern and this other guy from North Nairobi, Nairobi West. And I think the discussion was going to go further and further, but due to the blood-based government, this auntie called Millie Odhiambo, who knows how to hide her face, came and brought some sense to the parliament, and that discussion was shelved. Wetangula decided to bring something new, but I wish they could have just spoken what they wanted. Angata Barrikoi shootings, that was unfortunate. Shadizo, guys like me, you know me now, I'll be, you guys, me, I never moved on from June 25th. I'm still there. I'm still there because I have my kids. I have my 3 kids. I have my kids, and I don't want to be taken off topic. This has to go to record that whatever is happening in this country, we have to everyone will have to take account. Everyone will have to take account at one time. Barrikoi, that was unfortunate. I believe that the president could have protected his people, that we have been told that he has 72 permanent secretaries. At least, even if one could have known how lucrative is that land in Narok, I don't know. But I think that we have to come to a point of reason. Kenya is very big. The map of Africa is very small. It's minimized. If you look at the landmass of Africa and the landmass of Kenya, why would we still be fighting about land? Why would we still be getting land from people who own that land? I don't believe it's right. So, guys, that is it's an eye opener. I know in this forum we are diverse. There are people who support the government, there are people who do not. But basic decency, basic humanity dictates that when something is wrong, it's wrong. When something is right, it's right. Let's not sugarcoat, because we are growing, we are parents. We only have a very short time to live in this world. What are we living in this world? What are we leaving to our children? What are we let me speak in Swahili. Tunaachia hawa watoto wetu lawama gani? Uibe, uchukue, unyang'anyane, uue. Hiyo ni lawama gani unaachia wale umewacha? For me, I want to leave for my kids something good, for my friends, my friend, everyone. Let's just be good people. I don't know who stole that land or who did not steal that land, because our justice system is twisted, and we all know it's captured. But can we just do? I'm not a Christian, but they said, "Do unto others as you want them to do unto you." Can't we all just do that? That is something. Islam will bring something the same. Hindu, Jew, whatever, African. Can't we just be unto others as you want them to be unto you? Or we can all be savages and let the best man win. Is that what we want? I think we are spiraling, and we have our own country to believe in. This guy who's called Ibrahim Traore from Burkina Faso, people hate him. But rumor says that he has paid all his debts. Burkina Faso does not have any external debt. Is that a bad thing? Is that so bad? Can't we all pay our debts? Then we sort ourselves in our small cocoon in East Africa. In Kenya, we sort ourselves. We become a superpower. Why can someone from Vietnam come here and tell us how stupid we are? And the way and he speaks because of the people he met. It's a representation of everyone. So when Shadizo, if you Bishop Lala, if you go to Vietnam tomorrow, everyone expects you to be so corrupt, so stupid, so individualistic. You're just like an animal. Does that represent all of us? Can't we just be patriotic? How can we just love ourselves? Anyway, Shadizo, thank you for the opportunity. And this is a discussion that we need. I think we first need to love ourselves. You cannot give what you don't have. Even love, you cannot give what you don't have. If you don't love yourself, you cannot love another person. Because you do not have a capacity to love someone if you do not understand what love is. You need to love yourself. You need to honor yourself. You need to cherish yourself so that you can even cherish your child. Otherwise, we will just be animals. You will just be giving birth to kids and forgetting. You cannot give what you don't have. You only give what you have. You cannot give what you don't have. You cannot give what you don't have. That is my you cannot give what you don't have. And these people who are messing up our countries, they do not have anything in them. They do not love this country. These are our enemies. These are the real terrorists. These are the real terrorists. They do not love our country because they don't love themselves. They think that there is some life out of Africa. There's some life out of Kenya. You cannot give what you don't have. Sorry, I've spoken so much, but that is a conclusion. If I look at this, if I look at everything that is happening, the bottom line is that people don't love themselves, guys don't love themselves, and you cannot give you cannot give what you don't. You can only give what if it is love. You start by loving yourself. You start by loving your blackness and your black woman. For us men, love your black woman, your black sister, your black mother. As a woman, you love you cannot give. We start here. It has to start from within. If it starts from within, we are good. God is you. Jipende. To jipende. I have spoken this thing at length. There's nothing we don't know, guys. We have read, we know literature, we know science, we know guys have traveled, guys are living out of the country. But me, I believe the basic thing is that if you love yourself deep down, hakuna kitu huwezi fanya, because you will not even have low self-esteem or high self-esteem. You will not need to compare yourself with anybody. You will live in this world as a free. You will live in this world like a bird. You will protect your wife. You will protect your husband. You will protect your children. And you will not be corrupt. So, Africans, let's just love ourselves. The biggest problem we have is self-hate. Let's not, tusiingie kwa siasa. Kila mtu ajipende. Upende mwenzako, penda mama yako, penda baba yako mwenye alikuzaa, ndugu yako, dada yako, mtoto mwenye unazaa, mahali umezaliwa. Love your weather. I feel so sad when Africans want to experience winter. That's crazy. How would you want to experience winter? These guys have 365 days in a year. They only experience like, if not half, quarter. Some even experience less. We have beautiful weather. Guys, let's just love ourselves. Hizi vitu zingine zote, they will fall in place. Just love yourself. Ukiona mtu mwingine, this is our home. Ama we be replaced. We go to Europe and wherever they come here. And it's not about them against us. It's just about us loving ourselves. It's not you guys, you don't understand this. It's not about wewe against huyu. It's just us loving ourselves and loving where we are and stepping tuweke mguu chini tuseme enough is enough. You have your nuclear weapons. We can do even more if you want, but we are here. We will not be corrupt. We will not be infiltrated. We will just love ourselves. But we will be the most. We will be even not successful because it's not about monetary value. It's not even about riches. It's about happiness, about joy. We will be the most happy people in the world. Guys, tujipende. The moment tukianza kujipenda, hawa watu wote watakuwa wanataka kuja kuona tunajipenda kwa nini. Watu watakuja kujaribu kujua tunajipenda kwa nini. Na sisi si maduanzi. Guys, we have for a long time I thought I was the smartest person. Then I met some guys. I met some Gen Zs. Then I met some older guys than me. And then I met some guy. I even met my parents for the first time because our system ilikuwa imetuonyesha unaenda shule unasoma. Sikuwa na time ya kujuana na mapero zangu. Then I went and discovered that kumbe my mom is so smart, my father is so smart. You guys, I don't have anything to say. Now that we are getting closer to June 25th, I think the only thing we need to spread the word that we took on the right track. Tujipende. Whatever has happened, ina happen juu kuna watu wanataka kutuzima, kutufanya bado tukae ni kama tujichukie.
Wow, we have lost Kome, but it's still coming back because they are not on board. Team TikTok, I really appreciate it. I'll be reading your comments shortly. This is continue sharing our views on TikTok. We are live on that pressure. This is TikTok, and I will appreciate for that. We are moving on swiftly, and we are building up the conversation as we are building up and mounting up, growing better and bigger. I want to take you for just a short commercial break, but we'll be right back with more because a lot is inside the building. We're having a lot to discuss too. We are on the desk too.
You are watching Sound Candy Talk live.
Tunaingia vijijini, mijini na hata jijini kukuletea taarifa mchana kutwa. Usiku tunaketi kitako, tunadadavua tukichanganua taarifa na makala muhimu yanayokuhusu wewe na familia yako. Ungana na Bernard Ngozi kwenye Open Forum Political Show kuanzia saa 4 usiku hadi dakika zake kila siku ya wiki kwenye
tonight. The show that gives you an opportunity to air what you feel and think about the latest development on our political front. Well, a lot is taking place so fast. Therefore, everybody must work hard to stay on the cutting edge as far as making sense of our politics is concerned, and of course, remaining on top of all matters. Tonight. This is Sound Candy Talk Live. 72 people have cast their vote already, and only 42 have liked the video. Justified. So from the look of things, the majority of Kenyans think the government need to up their. Glad to report we are back on the main channel as well, and therefore we are asking everybody to join from wherever you are. Sound Candy Talk Live YouTube channel, and we are also live on X as well as extended to Facebook.
Welcome back for another amazing conversation, because we are having a lot of conversation today, and one of the conversation is still moving on, and I would like to listen to your opinion too and your views too. So please invite somebody to work with and be part and parcel of this as we are moving on swiftly to create a good and amazing conversation with us together. So I want to urge you, please continue sharing the live and continue inviting somebody being part and parcel of this as we are moving on swiftly to create a new revelation and a new dimension for our nation. As we live to that one, once we check out this video, then we'll be coming up with a lot of things, because there's a lot coming on and there's a lot is cooking. And I want to tell you, let us continue sharing it and let us continue doing something good, because indeed we are here to stay and we are not here to live any longer. We are here to be it and to build it to go higher and higher to another level. So I want to welcome you all. Please let us continue. For Team TikTok, let us continue tapping the screen, because it is good as we are moving on swiftly and hearing from you too. That is what we are here for. As I listen to you, and also you listen to me, and that is good. We are moving on. You, and I really appreciate for being with you and having moment discussion, having a day with you. Indeed, it's so great as Bernard started over. For more confirmation or for more details of if you want to support the channel, just use the scrolling details on the screen, and it will be great. If you also want to advert with us, use the screen details on the screen, and we'll market your product very well, and we also market. And if the first time coming across the channel and you have not clicked the subscription note, please make sure you click the subscription note so that we can be together and we can move together as one. And also there's the link to join inside to be a member of Sound Candy Talk. Please, I still urge you, click the link, join and be a member of Sound Candy Talk. For those who are watching us on TikTok, please, I urge you, go to the YouTube channel, search Sound Candy Talk the same way it is on TikTok. Please subscribe and also join, be a member of Sound Candy Talk, and it will be great. We really love you, we really respect you, and I really ask God bless you, because we really appreciate for you.
Savings is a very important component of any meaningful progress of a country. Just to give you statistics, savings as a percentage of GDP in Kenya today is between 10 and 12%. Savings as a percentage of GDP in China, where Chitunga works, is 55%. Everybody is trained to save from the beginning, as early as possible. And that is how they have developed the resources to invest in their country, to develop their country, and to create the environment that you see today in their country. I undertook to the people of Kenya that I was going to change the savings culture, and we are going to change the savings infrastructure in Kenya. You all remember, everybody used to pay NSSF 200 shillings. Everybody in Kenya, 200 shillings. and the employers used to pay for them 200 shillings. Until 2023, that is 2 years ago. And it was okay. It was okay. We are paying 200 shillings. Explain to me why 200 shillings is okay. How is 200 shillings going to amount to a saving? So I said we were going to change this. And today, every Kenyan, like what is going on in Uganda. For your information, Uganda has a bigger social security fund than Kenya, although they have a quarter of our economy. Tanzania has a bigger national social security, although they have 50% of our economy. Why? Because they made the right decisions about saving. In Uganda, everybody saves 10% of their salary. In Tanzania, everybody saves 8% of their salary. In Kenya, we were saving 200 shillings. And it was supposed to be okay. And I was supposed to do nothing about it. Really? So, we made the right decisions. Today, every Kenyan is saving 6% of their salary. And every employer is saving on behalf of their employees 6% of their salary. And look, I will give you some statistics. You can go and counter check. From independence up to 2023, we saved 320 billion in 60 years, right? But in just 2 years, from 2023 up to 2025, today, we have saved 280 billion. By the end of this year, we will have doubled the money we saved in 60 years. And by 2027, yes, by 2027, we will have saved 1 trillion shillings. Because we have made some bold decisions.
That is our president speaking all today, and we are here from him. Let us hear also this from our president.
And when I came into this university this morning, I asked the Vice Chancellor to give me feedback on the work that was done by the task force, and that I did decide that it was time to implement. And the Vice Chancellor told me, Mr. President, things are different. We have paid all our workers. We have paid all our taxes. We don't have debts with suppliers. The university is different. There is a small problem, however. Some of the students complain that they have been put in the wrong band. That is the feedback I got from the Vice Chancellor. And I told him, because they had a retreat, which I had instructed the ministry, because I wanted feedback from the from the managers of our universities. So they had a retreat, and soon they will be giving me a feedback on the good, the difficult, what needs to be changed. Because if we get our education and training right, we are well on course to getting our prosperity and development right. And therefore, aside from implementing and organizing the CBC program, hiring more teachers, providing more resources, additional resources to our universities, implementing a student-centered funding model that has increased resources going to universities. And today I can proudly say the universities that were struggling 2 years ago with debts, 23 of them had already been declared bankrupt. They are now on an upward mobility. And I am informed that in the next 2 to 3, maybe 4 years, all the universities will be out of the debt trap. And it is because we must work together with our university managers, our vice chancellors. And today, I am very proud that a young man of 36 becomes the youngest chancellor in the Republic of Kenya. And he stands out. You agree with me that we have the best that we could get for a chancellor for cooperative university.
That's what our president says today, and we can hear from the horse's mouth. And indeed, is that what it is. So I want to hear your opinions too, and I want to hear from viewers. I see Lala is inside the studio. Is back. Lala, can you what's your opinion about that?
Shadizo, I don't put a lot of chancellors really don't have a lot of work. They may give ideas here and there, but vice chancellor is the power. That's the person that is make most of the decisions. Those are chancellors, a good title, but I'm sorry to say that they don't hold that much of power or making decisions for university. So yes, it's nice to see a young person become a chancellor. That's wonderful. So that's my comment on that. I don't have the data to argue with some of what the president stated there regarding, the savings, Uganda, and all those places. The question to me is it's always been Kenyan math does not add up in most cases. Every time you hear something nice, wonderful, then next time it is something else. So I don't want to comment on what was stated, but I'm a little skeptical. I don't. I can't say that I know a lot about what was stated, but I believe that our leader, tend to exaggerate things, and I don't know what is right and what is wrong in what he stated. But if it is so, I don't know. Kenyans are hardworking. That's very, very true. But at the same time, you can point finger, in so many areas in our economy where there's so much that are needed, that need to be done to correct a problem. So you cannot rope Peter to pay Paul and not be able to answer questions. So I like to see how the financial responsibilities, that the discipline that has been put in place, the services that are being robbed to pay the others, what they're doing about corruption, which is really hemorrhaging the nation very badly. I want us to give us a very coherent roadmap or a plan, and we want to critique it and see this is what's going on, because up to this moment, I've got no clue how things are done in that country. I don't question some of the good mind, people like Mbadi, a good accountant. I've got no question about, their capacity. The thing is, it is the system that they are trying to change or shift things. If the system is not structured well, it's almost like building a house. You are a construction engineer, and the architectural work is not well done, and you know the foundation is wrong, and you're going up. Yes, you may go up, but people may see the building going up. The question is the structure, strong enough to hold what you're sending up? And that's what I see as Kenyan problem. When the problem is the structures are built on a wrong foundation, whether it is the shooting of the police, whether it is the money that is appearing, whether the legal system that does not seem to care about the law, so everything is in chaos. So you may be told, I've given you this money, but the question is, what is this money coming? Where is it coming from? Is it being robbed? Somebody else has been robbed of this money, or is this something that you're trying to do and trying to wink some of us? So there is a lot to be taken to be explained to some of us, and that's what I could say about the speech that I had, today. Got wonderful people, wonderful Kenyans, professional, but they are working in a wrong system. The yields I'm sorry, may not be what we expect not because of their competence level, but because of the system that is built on corruption and personal greed, and those are the problems. Back to you, Jadism.
Okay, thank you, Lola, for that opinion. I see Team TikTok checking inside it. I would like to share Team TikTok, but I can't broadcast them on our channel. But I'll see what to talk to it. I'll get the way I can get to Mimi. They have been listening to you, Lala, so much, and I like their concentration too. We are speaking all about what the president has spoke about today, and it seems like some point it's adding up, some point it's not adding up, because the question that he's asking about the university where he went to visit, if the president is being asked the same question, he won't respond to them. He won't also be attend to them, because the questions, they are triggering and they're also entering back. Because today we've seen when the president went to that school, he asked about the three questions. Ask them, what have you changed in the past few days, in the past few weeks, or the first few months when he was give them the money? And then he asked also, how is the progressing of the school? And then the principal of the school was able to show what he has done and what he has committed the school and directed the school into. But now, let us come to our nation. Come ask the president, Mr. President, the same question. You have been in the nation. What have you done? And what is the progressive of the nation? We have seen Mr. Anani has been here. Mr. Kome and Mr. Kome has been here. And then Mr. Kome has said clearly that when we compare, we do the comparison between our president and other presidents, they can attest to you and they can show you what they have done. So what is the question of what our president has done? That's the question that leads us back to back then, the story of the finance bill. I want you to listen to this news clearly. This is what has been brought up today with the members of the parliament today inside the parliament, whereby they are claiming that they didn't add anything. They didn't involve tax inside the finance bill. So that's the issue is being brought up today. I want to listen to this clearly, and then you'll give me your opinion to it, Lala, and also other people who are watching us.
The government now says it has not introduced any new taxes in the Finance Bill 2025, saying the move is meant to reduce the high cost of living in the country. Treasury CS John Badi instead says the government is introducing new measures which will give more relief to the taxpayer. As Emmanuel To now tells us in the following report, the state is targeting to reduce the current budget proposals by 130 billion Kenya shillings from the original 4.3 trillion Kenya shillings budget.
The real finance bill now has arrived in Parliament.
The much-anticipated Finance Bill 2025 was Wednesday introduced in the National Assembly after getting a nod from Cabinet Tuesday. And while the details of the bill still remain scanty, the government says it has listened to the common mwananchi and has not introduced any further taxes. Speaking to Citizen TV, Treasury CS John Badi said, quote, "We have not introduced any tax measures which will add the burden on the taxpayer." The CS adding that, in fact, the government had reduced the existing burden, including exempting tea and coffee packaging from tax, reducing the crypto tax rate from 3% to 1.5%, and exempting retirees' gratuity payments from tax. The Ministry of Treasury also adding that it is making changes to the Income Tax Act, VAT Act, Excise Duty Act, and the Tax Procedures Act. The government is also planning to cut the current proposals of 4.3 trillion shillings budget by 133 billion shillings and bring it down to about 4.2 trillion shillings. The CS adding that the cuts will only affect the national government's operational costs, travel, and other necessary spending. These changes, the government says, are informed by the need to listen to the people to prevent the scenes witnessed last year when the Gen Zs led the Reject Finance Bill 2024. This as the National Assembly Finance Committee is now expected to take the hot seat of leading public participation on the bill.
It should be noted that the Budget and Appropriations Committee is required to discuss and review the budget estimates and make recommendations to the House.
The Speaker cautioning the members, who are expected to be on a month-long recess beginning Thursday, 1st of May, from rejecting the bill without reading it.
Read them, analyze them, debate them in this House. Helpless villagers in funerals and public places out there will not help you debate and pass appropriate budgeting processes in this House.
Please, let us tell the public exactly what is in the finance bill. If there are no more taxations, there are no more taxations. Let us not import things into the finance bill that does not exist.
The bill is yet to be made public, with the opposition already suspicious of the hidden tax burdens in it. President William Ruto was forced to withdraw the Finance Bill 2024 after the pressure from the deadly protests. Emmanuel Toh, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
Okay, Lala, I think you have gotten it, but just a minute, Lala, before I bring you in, I would like to hear from the team TikTok. Today, I want to cooperate with team. I will not bring them on the screen, but I hope you can hear their voices. On my screen, I have some few people here about bringing them in to give them their opinion. I see Comilas. Comilas, how are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, I would like to hear from you. What do you think about the finance bill? Do you think that the finance bill that is being created right now, will it work, or will it be like the same like the one that was rejected by the Gen Zs last year?
I think it is just the same, because I can see that there is no any change that they have made on that finance bill. So I think it is just the same. It is still just the burden to the people, of which they rejected it, but still they have upheld it. So there's no change.
Okay, Nani is saying there's no change. Let me listen to Changoria. Wow, how do you call this name? Chongoria. Chongoria, kwako nahisi aje? What do you feel about the finance bill that is being created right now? Do you feel it's different from the one that was previously rejected by the Gen Zs, or is it the same? Chongo, can you hear me?
Nani? Mimi.
Ehe, nauliza hivi, unahisi kwamba hii finance bill yenye serikali wanatengeneza sasa hivi itakuwa na utofauti na finance bill ambayo Gen Z walikataa mwaka jana, ama itakuwa sawa tu na hiyo kama hiyo?
Mimi najua hakuna utofauti itakuwa hapo, juu amezoea. Hakuna utofauti itakuwa hapo, Hakuna siku ametuletea change kwa hii nchi yetu. Wanafanya vitu zile zinawafaidi. Hakuna siku anatuletea kitu inatusaidia sisi. Tunaishi tu na mashida ile. Kuna siku anatuletea kitu inatusaidia sisi. Maana hizo vitu. Tunaishi tu na mashida. Kuna siku tumesawa kuja kusomeshwa ile. Kuonyeshwa ni nini nafanya. Wao ndio wanafaidi kuja kusomeshwa ama kuonyeshwa ni nini nafanywa. Tunaambiwa tu finance bill. Wengine hata wajasoma finance bill. Hata wajui. Kwa hivyo wanatufunika hivyo. Na ndio wanajifanyia wenyewe. Hao tu ndio wanajua hiyo ni nini na ndio wanajifanyia wenyewe, sisi hatujuangi.
Okay, Chongo, na wacha tuone kuna mrembo wetu hapa Glow Queen. Glow Queen, wewe unahisi aje? Unahisi kwamba hii finance bill itabadilishwa ama itabaki tu hivyo hivyo na hakuna mabadiliko kulingana na mambo? Kwamba hii finance bill itabadilishwa ama itabaki tu hivyo hivyo na hakuna mabadiliko kama dala. Wacha tusikize kutoka Glow Queen. Nauliza hivi. Sasa hii kuna hiyo story ya finance bill wanasema kwamba ati imebadilishwa, hawajaweka taxation. Wewe kama Gen Z unahisi kwamba imebadilishwa ama bado iko tu vile ilikuwa kitambo? Wewe kama Gen Z unahisi kwamba imebadilishwa ama bado iko tu vile ilikuwa kitambo?
Lazima tuone matokeo ndio tuone kama imebadilika ama haijabadilishwa. Lakini ni ya Kasongo hii.
Wacha tuone kama kuna mabadiliko. I can't think from here from Kenyans. I see team YouTube wanawaona, team Facebook, tuone kama kuna mabadiliko. I can't see from here from Kenyans. TikTok. I see these are the team TikTok in the building. Now Ambianga ndio walitia team TikTok in the building today. I've seen team TikTok in the building and you have hear from them. And I would like to hear from team Facebook also still joining. Team Facebook still giving up. I also see Lala is a building. That is team YouTube also in the building. They decided to combine you all together so that we can have a conversation together. I know it's tricky conversation, but when you check out the things how they are going. Last time we check about the story of food, ambapo watu countries they are giving their farmers the opportunity to do the farming. In our nation we have seen that tunanyimwa hata chakula kula peke yake, kutoka tunakuwa mbolea ambazo hazifanyi as a mamawe, and that is too bad as I can compare to it. Please, I would like to hear from you people. I would like to hear from every one of you, and I'd like to hear from your opinions too. What do you speak about that? What is your contribution towards that? Because when we check a lot of things that are happening, indeed, they are so climbing. Please invite somebody to watch it. Team Facebook, team YouTube, Sound Candy Talk. We are doing this, all of us, and we are in this together. I think we have here from Team TikTok. I would like to hear Lala's opinion. Although Lala, I've seen that you are being disturbed with the network, but I hope you will be stabilized. Natamani sana hata team TikTok mungeweza kuona Lala, but I'll know how to be switching that so that you can also be watching out what wa Facebook na what wa nini. I'll know the way I'll connect it that so that you can also be part and parcel of the studio and part and parcel of this, because pia nyinyi maoni yenu inajalisha sana. I could like to hear your opinions too. I could like to hear everyone's opinions too, because everyone you are a Kenyan. Kuna vile inakuathiri mahali moja ama mahali pengine. Ijalishi kwamba wewe ni mtu wa Central, wewe ni mtu wa Nyanza, wewe ni mtu wapi. If now the ungas goes up, the bay of unga rises, ina affect kila mtu. Hakuna mtu unasema ita affect watu wa Nyanza peke yao. Hakuna unasema ita affect watu wa Coast peke yao. It affects all across. It affects the young boy, it affects the mzee, it affects that old mama, it affects the person with the average age. Lala, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion about that?
Shadizo, I've very limited data to look at how they have put it all together. My suspicion is always the fact that we are working from the same system that we opposed to. So unless I study the specific changes and what they bring in with the new finance minister in there, then I may not be able to give a very balanced opinion on what they understood as the need of the people and what they are trying to work on. but I've that suspicion. I have that suspicion that that much may not have changed. But I'm sure there are it's a difference, especially if they try to use it as a blueprint to cover the nation, where it is not, certain areas get more share than others. If they don't politicize this that much, which has been a problem of the country for a long time. And I think one of the things that the Gen Z and others were saying, that we want a uniform development for the entire nation. In other words, every area of Kenya should matter, because every life of a Kenyan deserves that respect and support and development for our kids. Every area need the development for their own region. So if it is that broad-based, based on what I think this finance secretary, or want to call him minister, told us, then we would accept that. But that does not mean that we agree with the system that is running it. But we may have those good ideas. The question is that, will they be allowed to flourish? And will that happen? Or are we going to see money going to certain areas, certain region, certain constituencies having a lot of funding and others are not?
We have lost your audio, Lala.
There's a lot in there that
Lala.
needs to be unpacked, so that
Lala.
there's a fairness. So what we're looking
You have lost your audio. You have lost your audio.
The system itself is, I have a problem with Ruto as the leader. Thank you.
I'm saying, Lala, I think you have
Can
lost
you
your
hear
audio.
me?
I don't know why. Now I can hear you now.
Are you there? I think I'm.
Yes.
Hello?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. I've got limited data to look at, but also the thing, this, a lot of times you may tell us wonderful things, but the devil lies in the detail. What is it that you're talking about? Because that has been the problem. The issue with Kenya has not been that we don't have programs, we don't have a constitution, we don't have things on paper. The issue comes when it comes to implementation, the same way we do with our election. Everything sounds good in the paper, but when things hit the ground, then they take a different tone, okay? So Badi maybe tell us one thing, but then at the end of the day, what do we have on the ground? That's where the problem, that's why people are suspicious. Not good speeches, good words, and all those are wonderful. The question is, are they doable? Can they be, made to change lives of Kenyans? And that's where we have a problem. Yeah. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Lala, for that contribution. This is great. I really appreciate it. I want to welcome everyone. Please let us move together as we are joining up. If you are joining up, use the link on the comment section. Let us join up as we are having a great conversation. But I just want to take 1 minute, and I want us, all of us, to do this. We are part and parcel of this, so I would like, let us pull up and let us try to just do something. Something together as team, all of us, or as team Sound Can Talk, as team everyone. That will be good. I like us to support Sound Can Talk, and I would like us to use the details, or like to use the details on the screen to support Sound Can Talk. For those who are watching us, I would like we do this together. We do this together so that we can move on together. I want to support Sound Can Talk, and the details are on the screen. For those who are in Kenya, they can use the M-Pesa number, the till number, which is 516575. The name is Sound Can Talk. Please let us do that, and it'll be good. For those who are in Kenya, we are using the till number, which is 6575, and that will be good. And for those who cannot in Kenya but they can use the phone number, we are using Bernard's phone number, which is +254 718 454 585, +254 718 454 585, and the name is Bernard Makoha. The way it's just on the screen, Bernard Makoha, and God will bless you as we are moving on. So please let us do that, and it'll be good, and God will bless us, and God will bless everyone, and for everyone who is standing up with, God will do something good for you. So let us keep on the channel moving, and let us keep on everything ongoing. So let us do it in 1 minute, and if you are not subscribed, also let us do it in 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Then we continue together, and it will be good, and it will be better, and it will be so good. I see Kome is back as we are moving on swiftly. Kome, we have seen what is going on, and I also want to bring other stories too on board, which are bringing up the conversation as we continue. The numbers for those who are still continuing, the numbers they'll be scrolling on the screen. I'm not getting them off, so let us use them as we are continuing on swiftly. So we also other stories today that raise up. Also, I will check this one as we are summing up. This story, I want to check out this clearly about my Martha Kome, and then we'll get to the conversation together.
Back to the corridors of justice, where Chief Justice Martha Koome has expressed concerns at the surge in cases of GBV and femicide in the country, which are attributed to societal problems that need a holistic approach by all stakeholders in addressing institutional, technical, and administrative gaps that hinder justice for victims. In a meeting with members of the Technical Working Group on GBV, including femicide, the CJ noted that the root challenge is the normalization by communities of sexual and gender-based violence, although it is recognized as a serious human rights violation and a crime. Koome says the judiciary is tightening the gaps and putting in place measures to combat the vice. The judiciary launched the Judiciary's Sexual and Gender-Based Violence Strategy for 2023 to 2030, which aims to build a trauma-responsive justice system for survivors, aligned with the people's approach. This has seen establishment of gender courts to address prolonged timelines in SGBV case resolution. The CJ says funding is a challenge that cuts deep in the justice system.
That's what's going on, and that's what's cooking. I want to hear from Kome. Kome, your namesake is doing it again.
Yeah. Guys, Shadizo, you know where I come from? And when I say where I come from, you know my school of thought. I honestly believe that we have simpler solutions to these problems that we have made to believe that are complex. And Shadizo and Bishop Lala and Bernard will agree with me that we have been, since 1963, we have been made to believe that our problems are so big while they were so small, in order to conform to the global or the world order. Bishop Lala will bear with me, and I wish Bernard was here, and even Jakendo. Jakendo has always been saying these things, na ni kama huwa tumuelewi kwa sababu anasema na Kiswahili, but he always brings us to the point that he always wants to, especially Jakendo wants to remind us where the rain started beating us. The rain started beating us when we began to complicate our issues. A guy in Burkina Faso has been trying to simplify the issues and make these issues seem so simple, and the colonizer does not want this. All these things, Shadizo, you see my namesake, my auntie doing. By the way, she's not even my auntie. Kome is my own name. My father's name is Mugambi. Kome is me. What you see, what my auntie doing? She's a conformist to the status quo. It's a derailment to justice. And I believe in Africa, we need instant justice. Instant justice, the way it was 5,000 years ago. 5,000 years ago when China was doing it, now they are coming back. There's no way we are going to develop if we are going to conform to other people's ways of doing things. Of course, my aunt, Kome, mother, and her husband is also a friend of mine, Ngoge, Mr. Ngoge Kome. But there's no way we are going to move forward if we still use other people's way of solving problems. Of course, we should all agree that people like Mother Kome and all those people in the judiciary, Kina Katwa Kigen, all those guys, they are the smartest people. They are smart. But why can't they use their brains to create Ahmed Asir? How can they use their brains to create our own way of legal systems of solving our own problems? I believe tuko na shida moja. We have so much mirrored. We always say we need African solutions to African problems. At the same time, we are mirroring other people's ways of solving their problems. And our way of solving our problems is beautiful. Even Europeans and Asians would love the way we solve our problems. But our problem is copying. We copy everything. We copy everything. And when you copy, you become so bad at it. Originality is good. I hope sijaenda mbali, but I don't believe in anything that Mother Kome is doing. I still believe that she's one of the smartest women ever to live on this land. Not the smartest, of course, there are thousands and thousands, but in our recent memory. But I think people like her and others should create our own African jurisprudence that conforms with our way of life. That conforms to, even if it does not conform to Tanzania, Uganda, our neighbors, Ethiopia, South Sudan, it conforms to our way of. We need to be original. We need to, and even goes back to what I said before. To Japan, we need to create our own way of doing things. Now we have a window. Right now, America does not care what we do. This is our time. We do not have a big prefect. Of course, there will be those lion leagues and those generals who still want to do whatever they want. But why can't we just create our own ways of doing our own things, because Shadizo, tunazaa, Lala, umezaa, we have our kids, we are building, we are trying to do. What are we leaving for our children? And Shadizo, wacha nisiongee sana. Unajua, we are still mourning BBC, the thing still deep, and now we're in May, we're going to May, so we don't know what's gonna happen. Wacha niongea kama Mlami, hatujui kile itatokea hapa, but tujipende. Mimi tujipende. I'm not going to be so radical as usual, but me, I want guys to love ourselves. Let's not love the whole Africa. Tusipende Afrika mzima. Wewe penda Mkenya mwenzako, ule mwenye unaombanga so chwani lift nini, gari imekwama haina charge, unaomba nini kushtulie ama kusukume. Tujipende, tuanzie hapo, tuanzie tu hapo kidogo, hapo kwingine itakuwa tu sawa. Our kids love each other. My house is always full of kids. One of my daughters is a superstar. Even my son, even other guys, kids, wanapendana. We don't necessarily have to love each other as parents, but these children love so much. They learn. My kid goes to that other house, learns a song. She comes and sings that song in my face when I want to watch something, and I want to watch. So anyway, guys, tupendane, and we are in the season. This is the season. It's a season for loving one another. This is a season for doing something. Let's go for it. June 25th is our National Day. Tupendane, and we'll be good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let me listen to Lala. Lala. Lala, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's the question?
The question is all about, what can you speak about the story about the matter? Speaking all about.
Martha Koome?
Yes.
Oh, Martha has disappointed us, and I have to, refer to Koome simply because of the past, the way she's acted. We had a lot of hope in her. I think she's trying to redeem herself in so many ways. She had a pretty good name in the beginning, and when she was applying for that job. But I think the stage of the job perhaps overwhelmed her. So just like any of our people, I think I'm just giving my general comment on our strength as a Chief Justice, a very important person, because remember, in ideal, because she's the one who was the custodian of our Constitution, okay? Because her role is so critical, in fact, is at par with the presidency as well as the parliament. That's how powerful she was. But I think in the process, I think she kind of lost her way, especially when she would travel to the State House to meet the president, when actually it should have been the other way around because of the state of her office. So I think she lost the footing, and that has not worked well, for her. She can try to do her best. I think she has been trying. So I don't have a lot of words also to say about her. But from my perspective, I think she was part of the problem that we have had. and I don't know, I didn't listen to the last commentary because I was doing something else here. And when I'm talking, sometimes I'm talking just from my past memory instead of coordinating with what is really going on at the moment. But her role is so critical. I don't know whether this is a fear people have, but you see, if you have a chief justice that is strong, that stands, it is actually is the one that really can inspire, the judiciary system to go by the law, because everyone knows that things are rotten. And so if a leader does not come strong to correct the problem, then everything just takes their own course without whether she wants it or doesn't want it, because she's perceived to be a little weak. So let her do what it takes to get us back to the Constitution. Let her legacy be written anew by the choice that she's making now before the next one, the next Chief Justice, so that at least she can redeem some of, her erosion of her image as a fair, as a thoughtful, as a someone to defend our Constitution. So to me, I don't think she's done that well. That's my comment based on what I know about Martha Koome, but I don't know the detail of what's going on at the moment in the country. Back to you, Shadizo.
Thank you, Lala. I appreciate for you and I appreciate for everyone that's watching.
Shadizo, please, if you don't mind, let me just say something that I overlooked.
I'll just give you just a minute and then I give you, because we are summing up. I want to give that as you give also your closing remarks.
Okay,
so
thank you.
Go on, Koome. Give it and then you give your closing remarks.
Yeah, I'll just do it I'll just summarize everything. I just want to say something that has been heavy in my heart, and it also goes in line with what I've always been saying, that we need to love ourselves. I want us to go back to where the problems began. In our recent memory, when the economy was doing very well, it was in the Kibaki era, and we will be also mistaken to credit everything to Kibaki, but which is okay, but I also think that Kibaki should not also take all the credit. When Kibaki came in, the world was working well. And he went and borrowed, which was not a good thing. Africans, we don't need to borrow anything. Some people came and have shown that we can even pay our own debt, our national debt. There's a story of a hill in Tana River County called Mrima Hill that was discovered by someone called Jacob Juma, which is worth of trillions of shillings. I think the problem we have is leadership. Our president, why would our president give that hill, pay all those debts to Rudy Zero? Why should we still be emboldened to a debt? My other question is this. Kibaki was the president. We have seen young men coming in, like in Burkina Faso and Nigeria and wherever. But I also want to remind you of something. What happened in 2008? There was the world economic crisis. There was the recession. Simultaneous with the recession, the world recession, in Kenya we had the post-election violence. But we have been made to believe that because we fought, that's why we stepped back. Civic education going to 2027 should be explaining to the Gen Zs and the young and the millennials, everyone. I believe people who understand these things are very few. Should be explaining to people what happened in 2008 when there was a world economic recession, which reset the world. And right now, when we were doing so well under Kibaki, people attribute everything to Kibaki. It is not Kibaki. Kibaki did not do any fucking good thing. It is just that the environment was okay. Then the post-election violence and the world economic recessions happened simultaneously. So guys, I want us to think about these things. But after the recession, what happened? Asia, meaning China and India, they had shock absorbers, and they continued growing. We in Africa decided to wait for the West. I stand corrected, and guys like Lala and Bernard can know better than me, but let us not lie to ourselves that everything was so rosy and blame ourselves so much that we fought and our economy became so bad because of 2007, 2008. Let us also tell our people what happened in 2008, 2007 about the system that we entirely rely on, the Western system, the SWIFT system that crashed. Remember Citibank? You remember all those banks? You remember when Obama was giving stimulus? Then Uhuru came and gave some stimulus packages. Let's teach our people the truth, our children the truth, our small brothers and sisters. Let's teach our people exactly what happened. Let's not be propagandists. Let's tell them in 2008 there was an economic recession in the world. America suffered, the whole world suffered, SWIFT system suffered, stocks crashed. America did something. Uhuru followed and did some stimulus packages. Kibaki was not a genius. He just did what he could have done. If he was a genius, he could have done what Traore is doing back then. He did not do any of that. So guys, let's be honest to ourselves. Let's be honest to our future. Let's talk about these things in context. Let's teach the right history. Let's project correctly. Let's tell, I mean, Shadizo, unanielewa Kenya nasema. Let's not be wale watu wa kupiga kelele, arguing without facts. Let's go back and tell people in 2008, when the Grand Coalition government was doing so well, there was a major recession in the whole world. This is what Uhuru did. This is what Ruto did. This is what Gaddafi did. This is what this guy, Traore, is doing. And it all boils down to kujipenda, thinking about ourselves. Not thinking about ourselves in a vacuum, thinking about ourselves vis-a-vis in the context of what is happening all around us. Why is the Kenyan shilling? Why can't the Kenyan shilling grow? Why did the Chinese? Why have Chinese industrialized? Why are they where they are? Why did the Chinese industrialize and go so far, and India are coming up? Why is the population of China? Was the population of China the biggest in the world? Now it's going down, and India's population is going up. What is the population of Africa or the population of Kenya vis-a-vis the world? Because this system is intertwined. Guys, civic education is not only about telling people how to vote, or it's about teaching our kids and our people what is happening with a global perspective. This is telling people which crops we need to sukuma wiki na nyama na ugali, hizo ni vitu zetu za kukula, but what can our people grow? Why should all our alcohol be imported? Why can't there's a guy who came from Vietnam the other day. He came here and gave a very scathing. I was so embarrassed, and I'm not the president. Nobody knows me. I've not even stood for a seat. He came here and said, Vietnam has 100 million population. They produce 40 watts, I don't know, giga or mega or whatever. And he said Kenya has a population of 50, half of Vietnam, and we only produce 2. And he said so many other things. And I know someone like Bernard and Lala have listened to me. I said 2 or 1 year ago, I said here, I reminded you that Tanzania is damming the Rufiji River. No, Rufiji River is one of the largest river in Africa, in the world. Okay, in Africa. In the world, it's top 15, Rufiji. They are damming the Rufiji River. They are creating a dam in Magufuli Dam to create so many megawatts of power. Ethiopia, sorry, Shadizo, let me finish. Ethiopia are damming River Nile. They are even having a conflict with Egypt. This guy told us that if you want to bring investment or to bring growth in your country, you cannot have power cuts. In Kenya, we have Tana River. There is the great high dam, Palechini, near Garissa. Nobody is thinking about it. I remember Bernard reminded us that when the time was coming to bring the High Falls Dam, Moi built the Takwel Dam, which has never been filled. Anyway, these are things we need to think about. We will never industrialize if we don't think about the basics. Shadizo, I rest my case.
Thank you for that amazing contribution. I see Msimamo is in the building. Msimamo, hali gani?
Niko poa jamangu.
Okay, kwa kweli ninajaribu kujifunza Kiswahili. Ingawaje Kiswahili si mdomo chetu, lakini najitahidi siku hizi naweza unganisha sentensi ikaisha. Sio kama hapo awali.
Naona bila shaka. Kwanza kwa haraka nasalimia jamaa wangu hapa, rafiki yangu hapa Mbavuni Kome. Alafu na wengine wale wanatusikiza. Ujamaa wangu amezungumza ndipo kwamba lazima tufundishe, lazima tuwaeleze, lazima civic education tuwaeleze nini kilijiri, lakini yote haya 9, la 10 ni hili: tukiwa na system mbovu, haya ya mafundisho atakuwa ni kazi bure kimpango wangu ama kimtazamo wangu. Labda kija tubadilishe system. Kura ya Mkenya isabike kikweli kweli, si haya mambo ya kubahatisha mara form 34C, sio 36, sio 37, sio 47C inapotelea hewani. Not only labda tubadilishe system, maana system yetu ndio mbovu. Haya mazuri yote tutafanya kuwaelimisha watu wetu haswa mashinani, kila jamii, kila rika, unaona, tutawaelimisha haya yote mazuri. Lakini kama system yetu ni mbovu still, ni sawa na kuchukua mzigo kwenye kichwa kuuregesha kwenye bega, na mwili ndo huo mmoja. So msimamo, maoni yake anasema system yetu ikishakuwa nzuri, basi mfano kura kama itapigwa, basi pale kwa polling station iwe ndio final na ikubalike basi. Lakini kama kutakuwa na hii system kwamba kura hizi lazima zitoke hapa ziingie hapa, zikitoka hapa ziingie hapa, zikitoka hapa zisafiri hapa, lakini kwa kutangazwa mpaka huku juu ndio kwenye kila kitu, hapo tutawapa mianya tusiowapenda, hapo tutawapa mianya haswa ya kukaa katika mamlaka na nyadhifa hawa watutesao, kimtazamo wangu. Lingine ni hili lililojiri haswa kule Narok. Unaona, siku zote huwezi ficha ubaya, huwezi ficha ubaya. Yale yamefanyika kule, mimi kimtazamo wangu kwanza si ya kumeza ama kufurahikia, kwamba mtu ukiwa katika ngazi fulani hivi katika serikali unakuta kwamba wewe ni kila kitu. Wewe unaweza amua lolote lile la kufanya bila kuwa na utu wala huruma. So mimi niwape tu pole ndugu zangu wale ambao wamewapoteza wapendwa wao katika hicho kitendo cha kule Narok. Kwa hivyo ikiwa hili lilipangwa sawa, lakini utumiaji wa nguvu kupita kiasi katika maafisa wetu ama kutumika visivyo maafisa wetu haswa, hili nalo pia ni neno linatumiza. Mfano, tukienda katika maandamano kulilia haki yetu, na ni haki yetu kikatiba kufanya hivyo, unakuta nguvu inakuwa mingi kupita kiasi kwamba huwezi jua sasa hapo mkweli askari wa kweli ni yupi, asiyekuwa kweli ni yupi kakodiwa, yupi kaletwa tu kuja kuhitimisha. Ndio haya tunakuta tunayoshuhudia BBC. Sasa hivi viongozi wanasema BBC inatuletea tena, inaleta mgawanyiko, nataka ilete vurugu kwa sababu imegusa palipo kweli. Na siku zote ukweli ukizungumzwa basi uongo ujitenga. Pili, hii kweli ikizungumzwa basi huwa chungu, lakini bora izungumzwe hata ikiwa chungu. So katika taifa letu tuna mengi ambayo tumeyachukulia ukawaida, tukabaki katika hali ya ukawaida, na hii kawaida si nzuri siku zote, maana huleta mazoea, unaona. So mimi naweza nikasema cha kututetea sisi wa Kenya ni system yetu. Tukishabasha system, tuking'ang'ana system ibadilike, ndivyo hizi chaguzi zifanyike katika hali ya usawa, kwamba kura ya Mkenya pindi endapo kwenye debe akipiga, basi yule achaguliwaye na Mkenya ndiye ambaye tunampata katika mamlaka. Si hii ya kwamba watu wanafanya mambo yao juu ya hewa, mwisho wa siku unakimbia kwa mahakama, unaambiwa unategemea IBC, mwisho wa kupiga na chini. So mimi nitaachia pale shedizo kwamba system yetu ndiyo mbovu. Hata tukizunguka yote haya mazuri tunayotaka jenziwa na nao wako nayo, ama Wakenya wazalendo wasafi wenye nia safi na ile taifa wako nayo, kama system itabaki hii basi hapo tumepata loophole ya hawa jamaa wenye navyo kuweza kuhakikisha kwamba wanabaki katika power, na mwisho wa siku tutazungumzwa, tutajipata pale pale. Mwisho utaambiwa hakuna rais alikaa hapa miaka 10 ama miaka 5 peke yake, lazima huyu ahitimishe, hakuna kiongozi. So kuna vitu vingi ambavyo tumefanya ni ukawaida, lakini mwisho wa siku vinatukanga sisi wenyewe. Asante, nitaachia hapo ndugu yangu Shadiza. Asante.
Asante sana kwa mchango wako na kwa yale na natumai condolence zako zimewafikia wale ambao mmepata msiba. Na washukuru wote ambao mmekuwa na sisi hadi midai, manake mimi ndiye mmefanikisha makala haya. Mimi sijafanikisha, mimi nimekuwa tu mwelekezaji, lakini nyinyi ndiye mmefanikisha makala haya na kuyaweka team TikTok. Mimi sina la ziada la kuambia, lakini kuwapongeza sana 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 sana. Ndajitahidi kadri uwezo wangu nikuwe naweza kuwa vile naweza kuunganisha pia wale wa screen wanaweza waona, na pia wengine ambao watazamaji wetu wanatuona huko nje wanaweza kuona na wanaweza kwa wasikiza maoni yenu pia, vile tunavyojitahidi na tunavyozidi kusonga mbele pamoja. Na kile ninachokuambusha tu kwamba tuweze kuzidi kusaidiana, tuweze kuzidi kusupportiana, tuweze kuzidi kusupport Soundcard Talk ili uweze kuzidi kusonga mbele pamoja na sisi, na itakuwa vyema zaidi na zaidi na sana. Na nashukuru wote ambao mmejiunga na sisi, na wote ambao mnatamani sana kufanya kazi na sisi. Basi namba ya kufanya kazi na sisi hiyo tu ambayo inatembea pale kwenye runinga hapo, kwenye runinga yako ama kwenye rununu yako hapo chini. Chukua hiyo namba, bonyeza, alafu utaweza kuona vile tunavyofanya. Itakuwa mambo la busara sana. Sina la ziada. Mimi leo nataka nifike tamati hapo kwa hii kipindi cha kwanza, ila tupatane kwa kipindi cha pili kinachoanza kwa muda usioshinda dakika 5. Kwa hivyo usiende mbali, kuna kipindi cha pili ambacho kinarejea, awamu ya pili ya show ya usiku hii, na tupatane hapo hapo kwa awamu ya pili ambapo itaenda mpaka mida zake za kitu saa 1 ya mchana asubuhi. So tusiende mbali, tubaki hapa ili tuweze kusonga mbele pamoja. Sina la ziada, nitafungasha kwa kipindi hiki, na Mungu amani awabariki.
The Pharisees couldn't stand him, but they found out they couldn't stop him. Pilate couldn't find any fault in him. Herod couldn't kill him. Death couldn't handle him, and the grave couldn't hold him. Yeah! That's my king. That's my king.
Hallelujah, Yesu yanaga. Tunaingia vijijini, mijini na hata jijini kukuletea taarifa mchana kutwa. Usiku tunaketi kitako, tunadadavua tukichanganua taarifa na makala muhimu yanayokuhusu wewe na familia yako. Ungana na Bernard Ngozi kwenye Open Forum Political Show kuanzia saa 4 usiku hadi dakika zake kila siku ya wiki kwenye